What's good, everyone? Alijah here with another Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. So with me is always my buddy, my coach, my pal, the man with the plan, the guy who's alive. We did it, John. We freaking did it, John. We got a win, John. We got a meaningful win from the New York Jets with our heart in our throats in Jets fashion. You know what it is. We got that W, my man. It is phenomenal. And by the way, I said this to you in a text today. We got a win, the first meaningful win co-hosting this podcast. Because last season was just abysmal. We got two wins. We got two wins last season, but they were not meaningful whatsoever. This win is meaningful, and it's at the beginning of the season, and it's not a terrible loss of the season because now we are 1-3. It's actually looking up. We saw some growth from Zach Wilson today. We saw the defense just show out. My God, good coaching, good game plan called by Mike LaFleur today, man. Offensively, defense was, like I said, just on another level. Like Quincy Williams, we got the Q Will brothers out here doing work, absolute work. I am besides myself on that. I was so ecstatic watching this game.
What unbelievable. Honestly, unbelievable. The New York Jets really took advantage of the opportunity that was given to them. And it's so funny, right? You said our heart was in our throat. Like, man, this game could have been so different with inches, but that's exactly how the first couple of games went for us as well. Even though it was a lopsided score, it was just inches on some plays. And you know, we were kind of talking about it this week. It was a lot of it sounds like BS and it sounds like window dressing, what Saleh and Wilson were talking about. But it was just these little plays. I mean, they had the guys. We're talking about Quentin Williams' brother who just showed up to the team. And he's one of our best players. Like, what does that mean? That means that we have a coach. And as we've been talking about this entire time, everybody's so worried about Zach Wilson. Everybody's so worried about the offense. Nobody's talking about our head coach. He's a defensive head coach. We were so worried about the cornerbacks. The cornerbacks are doing absolutely phenomenal. Shout out to Goodry, yo. Shout out to Javelin Goodry, who absolutely killed it today. And the outside corners, like even when one of them went down, I think it was Eccles, went down, Isaiah Don comes in there for that play and makes an unbelievable play, like saves the game. You know what I mean? And it's so funny. We've seen Isaiah Don like grow what feels like from the bottom, right? From that preseason game, you know, when he was just getting eaten alive. And so I just kept putting him in there. And now look where he is. So I'm really excited about this defense, man. I don't want to talk about how excited I am for next year already because like we're here right now. So like let's get into today's game. But dude, we have Carl Lawson coming back. We like that's a crazy prospect, but we'll leave that for later. Dude, the Jets are 1-3. Like you said, next week we have Atlanta Falcons in London on a neutral field.
Mm-hmm.
I'll guess that line will be like -2 Atlanta or something.
Probably.
Something like that. I mean, that's another winnable game before the bye week. You can go 2-3. Unbelievable, man. Just this one game really, really set up the Jets. And it's just, you know, it's so funny, man. You know, everyone was making fun of, you know, the Knicks fans for acting like we won the championship when the Knicks won game 2. I feel like the Jets won the championship with this win.
Absolutely.
I feel like the Jets haven't won a game in like 3 years. So that we all,
know.
You said this is the first win as a podcast. That was meaningful. This morning, I was having a conversation with a friend. When was the last time the Jets won a game that we all agreed like we were all happy about winning? You know what I mean? Like, forget meaningful or not. Like, I can't remember the last time every single Jets fan unanimously was happy that the Jets won a game that we won. Like, I can't even remember it. Like was talking like Fitzpatrick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like 10 years ago.
I guess so. I mean, maybe 2 years ago when we had Adam Gase and like we saw Sam Darnold play, like maybe against the Cowboys, right? Maybe that game.
The Cowboys win was the exact game that we were talking about. The Cowboys win was the last game that we could remember.
Yeah, that's definitely one. I mean, that season, like we had some wins that were meaningful. I get like
It's crazy.
Against the Giants. Against the Giants was definitely meaningful that year. Against the Raiders was also meaningful that year. It's it's really just it stinks because football, especially before we got the extra game to make it 17 games total, 16 games, 4 games, break it up into quarters. You got 4 quarters, right? Last season just felt like forever because we just knew what was happening each and every single game. After the Broncos game, after we lost to whatever that fourth-string quarterback was, I don't even remember his name. It just felt like doom and gloom, man. There was no, everyone was just on the same page. Like it was either tank for Trevor Lawrence. Well, it was kind of not necessarily 50-50, but there was a split between tank for Trevor Lawrence or use the draft capital that you can get and then build around Sam, which is what we were in that camp last season. And it felt like we were talking about it every single week. How bad Anabase was, how bad Greg Williams was. Oh my God, there's actually Sam Darnold's not that bad, but everyone's complaining that Sam Darnold's bad. Or, the offense just sucks. The defense just sucks. Everything is terrible. Talking about Jamal Adams because he was just let go last season after the not trauma, but like after the mayhem that he caused by just giving an entire
that guy's
life story to a certain beat reporter who will never be mentioned on this podcast. But it feels just forever. And so now that we have a new quarterback, a new head coach, a new regime, we see that the franchise is set in place where the head coach and the GM are not in the same level, that the head coach reports to the GM and the GM reports to Woody Johnson. I'm so happy. You have no idea how happy I'm about that. But it just runs like an organization. And it's the first time it feels like it runs like an organization. There wasn't drama this offseason, nothing of that nature. We're coming into the season with high hopes. I think we're all on the same page too, especially after losing Carl Lawson and everybody, right? Where, all right, we know we're not a playoff team. If we make the playoffs, that is truly like playing with like house money at that point.
Yeah.
But we're not expecting that. It would be a nice turn of events. Unlikely because we have a rookie staff and we have a rookie team, essentially like a young team at this point.
Listen, man. This rookie that you're talking about is the only rookie that got a win this NFL season so far, besides Mac Jones. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Look, we still have the best quarterback from this draft. It's all good. We all know what it is.
Let's go.
But I'm just like giving the realization, like what did we go through last season to be here where it feels we can all come together, right? It was doom and gloom last season. Now there's like a slimmer of hope, even though the media just loves to just bash on the New York Jets like we're just some dumpster fire.
Forget the media,
we're not
man.
that. Yeah, no, we're not that, okay? And this is not even being homer. This is just like, look at what we have. What we saw today, and we can go right into the offense first for Zach Wilson. We look at what Zach Wilson did today, and that is what we were, this is what we were promised when he came out of the draft. Someone who's athletic, dynamic, can improvise on the go. Like we saw fumbles today. We saw that fumble, and then he had that bomb.
Everybody's fumbling today.
Yeah, everyone was fumbling today. But we see that 29-yard bomb to Jamison Crowder, and you're like, wow. You thought that was just that was just the end. It's like, wow, really, this is going to happen after he had an interception in the first half today. But no, you can actually rally behind and say, this is what we were promised from this kid. These are the flashes you want to see in his rookie season to say, hey, we may have something here, right? Because let's not get way too ahead of ourselves. Like we had flashes from Sam Darnold, but this is the flash that you want to see out of a rookie quarterback to say, okay, I see it. I see what he has. I see the precision on the go. He had some misfires today, fine, as like all rookies do. But you saw some talent out there, and just very inspiring, especially when you get to see a 53-yard bomb, one play to Corey Davis.
That Corey Davis throw is insane. And you were asking about Corey Davis pregame. We were joking around a little bit about the Corey Davis revenge game, and then he came out with, I guess, a little bit of the yips. Like, what was Corey Davis doing in the beginning there? Thank God he made up for it, because the narrative is so different now, man. The narrative is so different.
Do you see my tweet earlier today?
What'd you tweet?
I said, "Dear Corey Davis, please show up. Signed, New York Jets fans."
So
And then next thing I know, he just shows up with 111 yards off of 4 for 7 and a TD. And I'm like, all right, looks like he showed up. I got to do this more often.
Yeah, I mean, not to nitpick, I really didn't like those. Well, like he had a drop or two, but the Zach Wilson could have ended the game if he actually hit Corey Davis on the out route to the right. He's got to hit those. He's got to hit those, man.
I hear you on that, and I don't disagree with that. I totally agree with that. But it's a team game. The defense also has to the defense also has to step up. Like they were stopping Derrick Henry, but we just kept giving open
I know
for the running back.
It was Nichols, come on, dude. Like, what are we doing? I know.
It was like watching James White wash down James White all over again. I couldn't stand it, dude. That's the type of stuff that has to get fixed. And that's
you also got lucky with that Fisker drop.
Yes.
Fisker dropped a touchdown.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. Like in the overtime.
Dude, we also got lucky. We also got lucky with the Ryan Tannehill missed fumble and that we were able to get him on that. Like they were goal line. You know, you give that to Derrick Henry, like Derrick Henry's going in. So we got lucky, but that's the game of football. Like you need a little bit of luck in this game in order to win sometimes. And the Jets got the luck that they needed and they came out with a victory. And that's what that's what a good team should do. A good team should take advantage of another team's miscues in order to and capitalize on them, right? And that's what the Jets did today. And that's what's positive about it, because usually for so long, we have to watch the Jets get these gimmies, right? And then mess up and then give it right back. And we didn't have that today. We did not have that today. They tried. That's why I said they put the heart in our throats, and we're just like,
I'm telling you, Fisker should have caught that touchdown, man. Fisker should have. Let me ask you this. I know we're a little bit all over the place, but we're just so excited.
Dude, we got to win. We're going to be all over the place. So people bear with us. I'm sure this is group therapy once again. All right, everyone, grab the cup of coffee, come sit down. We're going to hear all the stories. All right. What'd you
think of the overtime decision by you started off this episode praising LaFleur, especially how he was getting killed by the media all week.
Yeah,
which I thought was unnecessary. I think we had good play calls last week, but that's neither here nor there. What do you think about the Jets kicking a field goal? Okay, how about this? What do you think about the play call on third and one, but it was really third and goal in overtime, tie game, the play action bootleg to the right? Like, what did you think about that play? Let's start there.
I think Zach Wilson tried to run it in because no one was wide open. So that's what happened. That's how I looked at that bootleg.
You think it was just designed for that for that one, was it a tight end for that one? I have to rewatch it, obviously. But that one player coming back, I thought it was more of a design bootleg, and that receiver.
You thought it was a design bootleg?
I think it was, because it was really only one man to beat, and the tight end just did not come close.
and Greg Van Roten.
Oh, really? I have to rewatch it.
It's the tight end and Greg Van Roten, because they collapsed, but Greg Van Roten didn't get the hands on his assignment.
GVR had a good game today, man.
He did have a good game today, but for that particular play, he did not get his hands quick enough on the guy, which allowed him to come in, and then he once I forget, it was like either the B or C gap. Once the lineman came through, it gave the other defensive player the opportunity to both just mirror Zach Wilson and just kind of get him off guard.
The only thing that annoys me is like a veteran quarterback would throw that out of the end zone.
Yes, and that's what he probably should have done, was just throw it out of the end zone, especially when you're bootlegging. You didn't need to run it, but he thought he can get it in. It's rookie mistake, but he's not a veteran.
I didn't think it was a bad play. That's my.
I don't think
freaking out. Like
I don't think
play call. I can't believe it. I thought it was a good play.
I don't know how. I need to know what the intention was, honestly, because if it was a bootleg, I
thought he was gonna be wide open, bro. As soon as he called it, I thought he was gonna have to walk right in.
I mean, it looked like it could have looked like it was like a bootleg for him to just go run it in himself, but maybe it was. But I don't have an issue with that type of play, letting him go for it. Were you trying to ask me am I going to complain if do you go for it on fourth down? Or
This was like the prefix to that question, because because those are at the moment. I mean, Jets Twitter and honestly national media, because this was the witching hour, but this was one of the last games left in the 1 o'clock. So really everybody's watching this game. So everyone has an opinion on it. And LaFleur's been in the hot seat. I didn't think it was such a bad play. We could have ended the game. I didn't think put the ball in Zach Wilson's hand. You're on 3rd-and-1. Everybody thinks you're going to run it up the middle. And so they did the play action, and they had a man to beat, and they just didn't get it. The follow-up is now I think it was on the 7. I have to go back and watch it, but again, my emotions were everywhere. So whatever, just call it on the 7. So it was 4th and goal.
Yeah.
Are you kicking a field goal there? Because for me, I am taking the points 10 out of 10 times. There is no way I am going for it on 4th and goal after I just got sacked for like 5-6 yards on that play, because
there's no reason. I mean,
dude, Michael Lombardi said it the best. You're doing your best play on 3rd down because you're 3rd and 1. You're trying to win the game. The game's over if you hit it. So it's not like you're saving your good play for the eventual 4th down. You know what I mean? This was it. So if it's 3rd and 1 and that was your play and you got sacked 5-6 yards, that's it, dude. Just take the L and hit the field goal. Take the points. You know what I mean? And you're gonna force that. You're gonna ruin everything, dude. If we went for 4th and goal and we missed. Legit, you'd be to call an ambulance. Like, you've been like, I would not be okay if we missed it. Like, it'll be because we would have had it right in our hands, and then 2 quick plays and it's all over. Now the Titans have the ball, 2 minutes to go. Either we lose or we tie. Like,
well, here's the thing.
Help me, bro.
Well, it's not a tie at that point. Okay, like let's play this out. You go for it on 4th down. You didn't get the points. It's now a tied game. You now get the ball for Tennessee. And it'd be one thing if it was on the 1, like if you told me like you're on the 1-yard line and then you gave the defense a chance to go get a safety, different story. But we're not on the 1.
It would be difficult for me to take a field goal on the 1.
We're not on the 1 at this point.
If it was a 4th and 1, you just punch it in, bro. Yeah, and see what happens.
Yeah, it was not 4th and 1. And even Robert
kick was scary. I mean, Ammendola's kick was scary, bro.
Yeah, it was. And by the way, even Robert Saleh came out and said, if it was 4th and 1, we're punching that thing in. Like, he said
really?
that.
Okay, I didn't hear that. Okay.
Yeah, he did. He came out in the presser and said, if it was 4th and 1, he's punching it in. And I agree with that. If it's 4th and 1, if it is 4th and 1, you go punch it in. You're not 4th and 1. Now you actually have some yards. And the reason for that you take those points, as you're talking about, John, if it's 1st and 5, or no, if it's not 1st and 5, but it's like you're giving 1st down, right? If you're giving a 1st down and you're like 5 yards out of the end zone, it's still enough room for the running back to leave and just do a quick run play for anyone.
It's not just any running back, bro.
Yeah, and you're giving it to Derrick Henry. So now you have no points. You're giving it to Derrick Henry, who's just we're not lucky. The defense did a good job for like stopping from getting a big run, but he is always capable of just breaking one loose. And you don't need to give this guy who ran all over us. I'm not good at like. Let's keep it a buck. Like, he ran all over us today. Like, he leads the leagues in most rushing attempts for a reason, because he had 33 carries today for 157 yards and one touchdown. The longest one was 22 yards today. Derrick Henry, contrary to popular belief, as I tweeted, Derrick Henry is actually a transformer. He is not human. This man will just bulldoze through everything. Like, hold on. But the thing is, like, you don't give him enough room if you don't take the field goal to just run. So the field goal was the right call on that play.
Fair. The whole Derrick Henry thing, he killed us today. 33 carries, 157 on a TD, like you said. 2 catches. It's just a little far off from what everyone's talking about. 75, or 60 plus touches today, and he's gonna kill us. Like, I don't know. It was 157 yards on a touchdown, but besides that one big break, was it that productive? I mean, he had a big break on us, and now Harris had a big break on us with New England. Other than that, I was pretty happy with how he contained Derrick Henry. You can't contain him in the overtime, and you're gonna get your butt kicked. Like, you're tired, and he's huge. You know what I mean? It's hard to tackle. Like, you trying to tackle Ray Rice.
Yeah. When I played, fun fact, I went out there. Where I went to this. Ray Rice went to New Rochelle High School. I went to White Plains, so we had to play each other. I did play Ray Rice during a summer league scrimmage, and it was not fun. I got bodied.
It's like the Jets trying to tackle Derrick Henry.
That man was a man, and I was a boy at the ripe age of 14, and he was like 16, 17 years old. He
an NFL player.
Yeah, no, legit NFL, legit, and like he was playing varsity when he was like, I think 8th or 9th grade. Like, he legit needed to be on that team. But no, like, look, Derrick Henry did his thing today because the Titans had 40. They had a 40-minute time of possessions, 40 minutes and 42 seconds time of possession today. So Derrick Henry did do his job. He got the yards that he needed to get. Sure, maybe you're talking about like the total like yards per carry doesn't come out to equate like really like a productive day for him, but they still maintained possession for a long period of time where it was tough for us, one, for the Jets defense to get off the field, and two, and to like really contain that offense. Because if Derrick Henry is getting you first downs and you're holding that ball for that long, it doesn't give us a lot of opportunities to come back. So that's what I'm saying. When you're asking me for the fourth, if you go for it, if you're fourth and fifth and fourth and seven, or you just take the field goal, you take the field goal, because even if the Titans did march down the field and they don't get a touchdown, and if we didn't take those points, they can get a field goal and they could still win. So you don't want to give them the chance to win. You want to at least get the tie out of it, so you don't give them the win. Because a tie, it goes win, tie, then lose, as in like what's better. Like no one wants that L. I'd rather have a tie than a loss, but I always want the win. But I know.
But dude, a tie, I agree with you. Obviously, right? And it's math, but a tie before a win.
It's
actually worse, bro. It's actually worse than a loss.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%.
If we were 0-3-1 right now, oh my goodness, dude,
bro,
that'd be so bad.
Honestly, that would be so like Jets. You know what I mean? Like old Jets. Like, all right, we didn't get our first win, but we also didn't get a
fat Randy kick from that happening, bro.
Okay.
Listen, man, I called it. I know it's silly, right? That we won off a kick and we're that happy. But I mean, he's prone to missing kicks. I literally called the last episode. He missed kicks last year to win games. It feels like virtually every year he misses at least one game-winning kick. And so I guess we got lucky, but we had to put ourselves in that position.
Yeah, and that's why you take that field goal. There you go.
I know. We finally did well on special teams, dude. Just in general, like the special teams finally broke our way. Right? Like every single week, something bad happens on special teams to us. And I've been telling you, we need a good special teams game. That's the only way. Everything needs to go right for Zach Wilson in order for the Jets to get a W. Like Saleh said, like Wilson said, like everybody's on the same page there. And so when the special teams gets it together, when your boy Berrios is everywhere on the field, dude, he's everywhere.
Put respect on that man's name.
He's absolutely everywhere. He's rushing, he's catching, he's returning. And I want to hear your opinion on two things about the offense. One, my boy Jamison Crowder, he makes the team look completely different, dude. The defense legitimately acts different when Jamison Crowder's there.
Yes.
And I want to know your opinion on, you were kind of, I would say, a little bearish on the Jets running game, right? The committee. What do you think about this committee, man? It's almost perfect, just the way they maneuver each other, right? Like, give it to Carter when you need him to, get those Darren Sproles type plays. Give it to Coleman when you need someone to bash their head in and jump over the line. Like, that was awesome to me. Like, Michael Carter would have got -7 yards if he tried to do what Tevin Coleman did there. So, like, what do you think about the, Tevin Coleman back, Crowder back? Like, how do you think those two affect the offense?
Okay, so I guess to start off with Crowder. Start with Crowder, like it's always good to have him back. He was Sam Darnold's security blanket the first 2 seasons he was here. He's now Zach Wilson's, like, not, I won't say security blanket, but you see the clutch plays that he can make. The 29-yard catch, to put us in scoring position to then get his touchdown was
unbelievable.
Phenomenal catch.
Him, like, Berrios, and Corey Davis, like when they're on point, dude. Oh man.
It was good. And you had Keelan Cole today too, had some really good catches. He had that, he had the 54-yarder, and then you also had the 29-yarder today. The 29-yarder in overtime. So he, the wide receiving core is well balanced. We came into the season saying it was well balanced. Having Jamison Crowder back does help, because I guess I got to say it right now, he has the most sure hands on this team. It's not 100%. Corey Davis, so he has the most sure hands.
And Berrios, but Berrios did mess up last week, so he's in the doghouse a little, but not as bad as Corey Davis. Yeah,
not as bad as Corey Davis, but Jamison Crowder is one of the most sure hands wide receiver that we have on this team. So
in the league,
yeah,
dude, he was crushing it, and he was like top. He's top in the league in yak when he actually plays, in possession catches. He has a lot of good numbers. He's so solid. He's one of those guys, man. that gets no credit for how good he is. Like Jericho Cotchery, like
Jake. Oh my God, don't get me started on Jake.
Jericho Cotchery and Jameson Crowder are cut from the same exact cloth, man.
Yes, and I love Jaco, and I'm so upset we let Jaco go for a freaking Derek Mason.
And the Jets players actually talked about how that was a big deal, losing him. And what's funny, that all this stuff is coming on the week that Rex Ryan, had an interview talking about how the culture has to change, how you have to move on off terrible losses like last week. Like, we don't score a touchdown for 8 quarters. Like, there is a way to move on. And so yes, I'm really happy for Coach Saleh. Like, I'm happy for us, of course, right, that we finally got this win. I'm happy for Zach Wilson, finally got his first W. I think it's so cool that Quinnen Williams and his brother are out here getting the first brother sacks.
Work, man.
Unbelievable. And I'm really happy for LaFleur, right, coming back and getting it done. But man,
let's get
Coach Saleh really deserves. He deserves the game ball today, in my opinion. Who's your game ball?
Oh man, we're gonna do game ball right now.
Real quick, I'm just curious. It just came to my head.
I guess if I had to give game ball,
are you giving it to? I guess you give.
I honestly, I get Robert Saleh because the defense balled out,
killed it, bro.
Because it really did. The defense really did ball out. Like, it's so hard. It's so hard because I can also see like Zach Wilson getting the game ball today too, because you could have thought that it was going to be a really, 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 really bad game for him today. Start off with miss, 9 yards, -4, 0, interception, 0, 0. And then it's, like that's how it started off for him.
He looked bad too, if I'm being quite honest.
Bad. He looked very bad in like the first quarter. And then the second quarter, he starts turning around. He gets a 13-yarder, the 30-yarder, 13-yard to Corey Davis, 30-yard to Corey Davis. And then he starts working down the field. And then we get the field goal. And you're like, all right, we're getting some here. And then we get the touchdown too. We get the touchdown, the rushing for Michael Carter.
When you get a field goal, bro, you see how different life is? It makes a difference. Even if it's 10-0 and you hit the 3, it makes a difference, bro.
It does make a difference. But you see, we get the touchdown first, right? We get Michael Carter in there. March down, get a field goal. We're in this game. It's so hard to see because it was a really good team effort all around. I think it's a tie between Zach Wilson for coming back and saying, I'm having a bad game right now, and then playing to his strength. And then you could say Robert Saleh for how that defense played, but you can also say like Michael Ford, because honestly, he turned it around with like the play calling. Like, honestly, like I'm reading the numbers to you, right? I mean, average yards attempts was 8.4 today, but I'm reading numbers of like seeing 6, 15, 6, 5, 54. Like, you're seeing the deep play, the short yard passes, the check downs, everything that you want, the stuff that I was asking for. Like, legitimately everything that I was asking for, just saying, let's get the dink and ducks going before we start being aggressive, like to get this kid in rhythm. And that happens. You know what I mean? Like, it was happening today. So I think it's an all-around game ball team. I don't think there's one person I can actually give it to. And it's like, it sounds like a cop-out, but if I have to give it to somebody, I think I have to give it to Zach Wilson just for like really turning it around, because the defense has been, here's my thing. The defense has actually shown up every single week.
Not like this, bro.
Not like this.
Seven sacks with like no blitzes, bro. Like barely any blitzes. Just unbelievable.
I know.
CJ gets one. Quincy gets one. Quinnen gets 2. People asking, where's Quinnen Williams? Where's Q Will? Where's Q Will? He's here and he brought his brother, bro. 3 sacks. Yo, what's up? It's John Franklin Myers got in the game. Then Bryce Hall. But, oh man, they were unbelievable today, dude. But, just honestly unbelievable.
It was. But let's do a quick like specific. I mean, we kind of went into it, but let's go into like offense, defense, and special teams, and then real quick and just like not necessarily like break it down, but just what are like some takeaways from like what are some like takeaways? Give me some like quick takeaways from the offense. Let's hit this.
I got you. We can't run to the right. Still, Ryan Griffin stinks. I gotta find what when did he drop that catch? Was it in the first quarter or overtime?
I don't
remember when that was.
Which one? Because there's a pass by Zach Wilson that was very poorly thrown too, like by the field goal, like by the end zone. That was like
no, it wasn't by the end zone. It was when we were trying to close the game.
Oh,
he had something. He had a bad. It was. I gotta watch it again, but it was something with him and Griffin. Didn't love that. And the third thing I noticed, offense right away. Denzel Mims doesn't really matter when you're winning games, huh?
Does
Denzel
not.
Mims is not all we care about when you're productive on the field. Like everything's all good,
That's all,
and we were all good today. We were all good. We played as a committee.
And to be fair, like even though he was active today, no one's asking about him when you're actually seeing some creative play calling and you're doing stuff, right? You said it, like when you're winning games, no one cares. All right, fine. If this is what we're gonna be getting, let Denzel Mims learn and get himself in there when he's situated. But when we're losing and we're just asking for something different game time, like just make something happen, pretty fair to ask for where Denzel Mims is, in my opinion.
Yeah, but his boys helped him. Like Jameson Crowder, Keelan Cole, like those, and Berrios. Have to put Berrios. I can't ever say anything without him. They hooked it up. Like they're a wide receiver by committee. Corey Davis, he's still in my doghouse. He still has to wake up. But he has to go game without fumbling, bro. What are you, Danny Jones? Like,
yeah,
what are
he
we
fumbled
doing
today too. Like,
yeah, like what are we doing here?
After he had that 13-yard catch and then you fumble, it's like, come on, dog. Like
you had to say touchdown. But he's still like, you have to. Corey Davis, I'm still working on him because he has to be our leader. So I'm just more harsh on him. But the running backs by committee, man, they really impressed me.
That was the one that you asked me. So let me answer that question. So let me start off actually taking your answer with the running back by committee for a top point of topic. I wasn't really a fan of it, in all honesty. Like even though we did, I didn't like how we had like three guys going. Like I get that each one has a skill set that's different, and it worked today. Still not a fan of it. Yes, Tevin Coleman had big runs, especially when he leaped over to get the first down for us.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
Major. I
did not see that coming.
I didn't expect he was going to do like a goal line leap for a first down, and then he gets spin around and then lands on his feet. I'm like, all right.
I didn't think he got tackled. It was close.
It was close, but I like the way Michael Carter ran today. I like the way that Ty Johnson, because here's the thing, like we're talking about Ty Johnson, Tevin Coleman. They both had like 4 and 3. Like Ty Johnson only had 3 carries. Tevin Coleman only had 4 carries. Michael Carter got the bulk of the work with 13 carries today. But even with them as a committee backfield, like I get it. I know this is what they did out in San Francisco too. Like they were able to like interchange backs pretty consistently. I like 2. Like I like keeping it to 2 so that the guys get like truly into rhythm. And the running game today, that's why I feel like we didn't really get into rhythm a lot. Like the running game wasn't that fluid watching it.
Yeah.
It was pretty choppy. There were moments where like, oh, nice run, Michael Carter. Ty Johnson, what are you doing? Okay, Tevin Coleman, Michael Carter, what are you? Like it was like this 3-headed horse that is just giving you like indigestion. I don't like that. But so
I think that's more about the O-line. But yeah,
I think it is about the O-line, but I think it's also by experience too. Like Michael Carter's a rookie. I don't think you want to put it all. He's not that type of rookie where he's like Adrian Peterson. He's not a Dalvin Cook. He's not a
He's
Leonard
not even
Fournette.
Javonte Williams. His cohort at UNC.
He's not. So when you're looking at him, it's like, okay, I understand why he's in a committee. Ty Johnson, I understand why he's here. He was here last year. He had some promise last season by the way he was running. So you're bringing him back. Tevin Coleman understands the offensive system by being out in San Fran. So everyone's getting a little bit of a mix. I still don't like it. It worked today, but I still don't like it because I don't think that'll always translate into wins. And it just looked a little too choppy where guys still need to get in rhythm, to answer your question. So that's the first thing with the running back. Offensive line did play well today. I think even for run blocking, even though the running game was choppy, I think the run blocking was pretty good today. And pass blocking, it took a step forward. Like it wasn't bad like last week, but it definitely did take a step forward. Zach Wilson did have enough time. I like the way Zach Wilson, I think that's another thing I want to point out is that Zach Wilson was it wasn't just Zach Wilson, but LaFleur's play calling where I said matching the dink and dunks. But I like what I saw from Zach Wilson today by being creative. I like how he took the easy passes, just like checking it down. I like how he knew when to be aggressive, like pushing it down the field. I did like him mixing it up today. And so I did want to point that out. And then wide receivers wise, like Corey Davis did show up. Keenan Cole did show up. Jameson Crowder showed up. Braxton Berrios showed up. Like those guys right there, those 4 guys, those are the guys we're going to have to lean on until Denzel Mims gets up to speed. But even so, if those guys can produce like we did today, we're talking about some winning football. So that's what I like from the offense. Defense. Let's get into the defense because the defense was like pretty stout.
Dude, I could talk about this defense all day.
All day. Like CJ Mosley, 13 tackles.
Dude, he's unbelievable.
Quincy Williams, Jacksonville Jaguars, 3rd round pick. Quincy Williams might.
I can't believe CJ Mosley has to stand there next to Quincy Williams. Like, not only does he have to take him seriously all week, and the fact that he just like shows up like this, I wonder what CJ Mosley was thinking today. Like, wow, I've been looking for a linebacker. Like our rookies, right? The ones we've been like talking about, like they weren't even around today. Like Sherwood and Hamza, like those were not even guys. Was Hamza even dressed? I don't even see him. You know, like CJ Mosley must have been like, where have you been all my life?
Seriously, dog. Because like he's looking like he's like, you complete. Like you truly do completely. The dude had 12 tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for losses. Quincy Williams was out here today. He was like, I need to make a first impression because I need to keep this job and I need to keep this paycheck.
Killed it.
He totally killed it today. So, can
I say one thing?
Yeah.
Nathan Shepard was not offside. Dude, the left tackle on Titans moved his whole arm. But whatever. I'm just saying, because I mean I know we're talking about the defense, so here that's like I know everyone's gonna be mad at Nathan Shepard because he didn't have a great game, and then you're gonna remember him by that penalty. In my humble opinion, just looking at it, like not rewatching it, he looked like someone moved ahead of him, but that's neither here nor there. I'm happy about how our defense performed, man. John Franklin Myers, we better lock him up, dude.
John Franklin Myers came in today, bro. And how about both Bryce Hall and Bryce Huff today, man?
Our cornerbacks are unbelievable. Right, our D line's unbelievable,
dude. And this is the one I really have to point out. Our cornerbacks are actually much better than our concerns coming to this season. Yes, and I'll say that I want to put the caveat that we didn't see Jerry Jeudy. We didn't see Jerry Jeudy last week. We didn't see Julio Jones this week. We didn't see AJ Brown this week. But still, they've done a very good job for rookies. Like even what they've had to do so far, they haven't had a true challenge yet, except for like Cortland Sutton and DJ Moore. Probably those are the only 2 guys. Maybe
Robbie Anderson had a nice touchdown on us.
Yeah, that's one. That's one catch. So give me a break. Everyone gets like, look, a blind squirrel finds.
We've been getting lucky
once in a while.
We've been getting
lucky with wide receivers. So I want to say that our cornerbacks, they haven't had the true test yet of going up against true wide receiver ones yet.
Ridley next week.
Or 2.
Doesn't count.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Not really too. It's the Atlanta Falcons. But
that's like Saleh to me.
Yeah. So we haven't had that yet, but as of right now, it's more than admirable what the cornerbacks have been doing, and these guys have just been showing out. So I'm really happy about our cornerbacks.
Hell yeah.
Defense, just overall, Quincy Williams just showed out today. I think that was the biggest one. John Franklin Myers had like a 6 sack today. Bryce Huff.
Dude, he hit the quarterback like 34 times, bro. They were living in the backfield. Just like we said. I'm so happy. This is the best. Like, I was so stressed out at the end of this game. I can't believe it took all of that for the Jets to win a damn game, number one. But of course it did. But it also made the win so much better. Like, this Titans win was a complete I wish there wasn't a bye week in 2 weeks. I honestly do. Like, if we could have kept riding this momentum.
I don't like early bye weeks.
No, I mean, we technically got to choose it. Like, you're allowed to choose whether you want the bye week after London. So we technically chose it. So we can't technically complain.
And maybe it's good because you're coming back from London. You need that time off. Who knows? Like, to really recover. Like, but I just don't like. That's fine, but I just don't like bye weeks because, like, if you're riding, like, it's so hard to like come out of like a break and then. But hey, let's talk about the special teams because Braxton Berrios had some good returns. He had 2 returns.
Braxton Berrios.
He had Ty Johnson who fumbled on one of those returns. I was like really about to have a panic attack.
So many fumbles today, bro.
Too many.
It really bothered me.
It was too many fumbles today. Too many times the ball touched the ground. It should not happen. I think it was 4 times today. 4 times that we fumbled today, and that should not happen. Yeah, 4 times we fumbled.
So one by Corey Davis.
Yep.
One by Ty Johnson.
Yep. Zach Wilson.
Oh yeah, the Zach one.
And then oh no. Sorry, that was only 3. We had Wesco who recovered a fumble. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine.
But then
Tannehill should not be recovering fumbles anyway. By the way, keep going. I digress.
But yeah, so Ty Johnson got to hold on to it. Ammendola went 2 for 2. Good stuff today. And then punting, man.
Yo, Morstead, let's go. That it.
All right, now you're back.
There you go.
Yep. Now you're back.
I was messaging you. All right.
Yeah. So you left off at Morstead. What you said,
Dude,
Morstead, let's go.
What's happening? Why is this happening today?
I have no idea. All right, give it a sec. Give it a second, and then start off where you were on Morstead.
All right, let me close everything. I'm gonna close Slack too.
And then just give Greg like a few minutes so that way you can come back.
Yeah, not like last time.
And just
Yo,
say
Greg.
like, and just
Greg
say,
and
like,
Raisi. Sorry,
Yeah.
our internet cut off.
Yeah. For Greg to say, and we had some technical difficulties, or actually you don't even need to say it, just come back in, I guess. Or no, sorry for the live for YouTube, just say sorry for the technical difficulties, but Morstead, and just go off there.
All right, I'll start on Morstead. But yeah, Brett Morstead, like you said, coming in kind of cold and stepping in for Braden Mann, one of wants to punt it. He wants to play defense. He trusts them. He's not worried about going for it on 4th and 1 and trying to end the game. Just give me points and we're going to play defense. Doesn't matter. Quinn Williams, his brother, anybody off the street, any rookie cornerbacks, it doesn't matter, That like Carl Lawson's getting injured. Give me Shaq Lawson, like, so someone off the tech, like, no problem. Like that's where our team is made. Run the ball, play defense, punt it. Like I'm so happy with Morstead. Thank God he's in there, and we're not punting with Ammendola. I know this is all silly, right? Special teams, but this is so huge for us, man.
Everything matters. Okay, there's nothing that, like, special teams may sound silly, but everything matters on this. Everything matters in football. From special teams, like, they're not flashy because they're out there for one play. Like they're the transition, right? It's like the transition between the offense and the defense, but they're out there for like one play, and it really does matter. It really does matter. So can't understate it. But hey, man, that covers it up for like the Jets. Unless you got anything more to add. But
Rapid Reaction Jets, bro. Rapid Reaction Jets was great. I am hyped for next week. I'm gonna be in London for Atlanta, and I mean, the New York Yankees just absolutely put a star on this day. However, they didn't really fulfill all my dreams because they couldn't win 2 games, and the Red Sox came back.
They got killed yesterday by Tampa. It was that when I went to the score, like when I got the notification, I was like, what?
Yesterday was bad. We should have won at least one of these games, but
we needed to.
I'm going to save my throat. I'm going to save money. I won't be in the Bronx on Tuesday because the Yankees will not be in the Bronx. They're going to be in Fenway. They're going to be in Boston. They're coming to you, Alex. They are coming to you on Tuesday.
I should see if I can get there. I feel like that's going to be very hostile. I don't know if I want to be in that.
It's going to be hostile. It's going to be hostile.
I don't know. I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna think if I'm ready to throw down for that
day. So, we obviously, if you're listening to us, you know what it is. The New York Yankees are in the playoffs. We have clinched the postseason, avoided this disastrous 4-way tie that Jeff Passan was absolutely dying for.
Yeah.
Poor guy. He just wants chaos. Wants to watch the world burn.
Hey, it makes a lot. Hey, when you get to write about chaos, it's fun.
So we got Evaldi versus Cole, dude. Evaldi versus Cole.
Cole
92 wins, the Yankees. Cole coming off a terrible start.
Terrible.
Evaldi stinks in general. I think he's got like a 5-something ERA.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a Yankees podcast. Hit up the fan-sided Yankees podcast. They're really good. What do you think, man? You think we're gonna get past the Red Sox and go see those Rays?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think we are, because based off what we saw when they were in Boston, they swept them in Boston. I think Boston themselves is actually on a downturn. Like, sure, they just beat, they just swept the Nationals, but the Nationals are not a team that's like,
Dude, I can't believe they blew that game. Really tough for the Nationals to lose that game. Our friend Nick Butler was there as well. He really should have been our catalyst to close this out. Really tough.
Yeah, and look, you had the Orioles beat the Red Sox too after the Yankees swept them, and then you're going to October with losing to the Nationals. Like, what am I supposed to like? The team doesn't. They made it right to have a chance.
They won,
but I
think they won the series 2 out of 3
against the Orioles.
No, against the Nationals.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they beat the Nationals. Like, they beat the Nationals, but you lost to the Orioles. You got swept by the Yankees, and then you come in and beat the Nationals. So that's like.
I get what you're saying. Baseball's all about being hot.
It's like, dude, that's like coming in and asking like, hey man, what's a good comparison? Like, imagine if who was a good wild card team last year? Imagine like when you had
the Cardinals this year.
Texans. Let's go with the Texans 2 years ago, right? Let's go with the Texans. Like, Texans were a wild card team. Imagine they beat the Jets. They're ready to go into it. It's like, are you though? Like,
yeah, I get what you're saying.
What does that mean?
So you think the Yankees are going to take down the Red Sox easy? It's going to be close. What do you think the atmosphere in Fenway on Tuesday?
Oh, it's gonna be a shit show. Are you kidding me? There's like we're talking about a 1-game elimination between one of the biggest sports rivals in sports history, the Red Sox and the Yankees. Like, come on now. Like, it's gonna be a shit show. It's gonna be hostile. I think the Yankees are gonna win. I think it's gonna be. I hate saying it's going to be a close game, but I actually think it's going to be a close game. The good thing is that the Red Sox do have to play the Blue Jays before they play us, right? No, they don't.
No. If they lost, they would have had to play the Blue Jays.
Okay.
Which, honest to God, as much as I would have, liked that to try to get a weaker team, I am absolutely terrified of the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, speaking about hottest teams, I can't believe that the Blue Jays are not in the playoffs. It's honestly a travesty that the Blue Jays are not in the playoffs. They are no joke. I'm gonna bet them to win the World Series next year, like right off the bat, just like as a long shot bet. They are so good, man. I'm in love with like this mini Blue Jays team. I know they're a division team. Of course, I'm gonna want to beat them, and I'm gonna grow to hate them. But right now, as these little innocent guys that don't make the playoffs, everybody's son is on the team. They're fun to watch. So I'm happy that they're not there. I think we're gonna kick the Red Sox butts, to be honest with you. I think we are super hot, like you said. I think our team chemistry is good. I think that the Yankees have a really, really bad taste in their mouth with Boston, especially with the playoffs, especially in Fenway. Who can forget Aaron Boone's boombox, right? Playing New York, and then they started playing it. We have Alex Cora's back. I mean, tension is gonna be high.
Oh, it's high. It is going to be very high. And look,
they don't have a bullpen, bro. The Red Sox don't have a bullpen.
And this is kind of like why I'm not worried about the Red Sox. They don't have a bullpen. Look, they went 5-5 in the last 10. Yankees are 7-3. We just bounced back. What's there to be afraid of? Like the
Rays.
That is something to be afraid. That is a team to be afraid of. I am shivering in my boots because
I really am.
I am now that's a team I'm not looking forward to. But Red Sox, nah, I'm good. We got this.
So last question. I'll let you go on this. Cole is starting. Does that mean you're putting Higgy and you're benching Sanchez? Are you doing anything quirky?
We know
that Voigt is injured, and it kind of gave us an out.
You're going with Higgy. You're going with Higgy. Okay. I want my defense in there. Sanchez's defense is still suspect, man. I can't look.
He had a good year.
He had a good year, but even when he was in Boston, man, that time you can't. There's just too many miscues, man. You can't let balls get behind you. I'm sorry. I need someone that is comfortable. I think Cole needs to be with Higgy because that's how it's been. You don't switch it up. And honestly, like, I'm not too like. Just give me Higgy. Like Sanchez
I think if Sanchez got the hit today, we would have been having a different conversation.
Yes, but the thing is,
he struck out.
He struck out. He's not. He hasn't been.
He strikes out on Fenway too.
He strikes out in Fenway. He hasn't been hot really recently as of late. Like we've been leaning more so on.
Dude, I cannot wait for Giancarlo Stanton in Fenway Park.
Yes, thank you. That green monster, my ass. I don't even know what that is.
I'm gonna break my keyboard right now thinking about Giancarlo Stanton in Fenway. I'm so nervous about that game, man. I'm so happy the Jets won. I can get this burden off my chest. The Yankees are in the postseason, and the New York Knicks are starting their preseason, baby.
Let's
what
go.
A week. What a week.
Let's go. I'm excited. Let's go. We got the Yankees in the playoffs for meaningful games. We just got a good Jets win, our first win of the season. We got to see what our rookie quarterback could look like. Got that glimpse. We got the New York Knicks coming back this week for some preseason basketball, baby. Preseason basketball. The season's right around the corner. Man, this is a good week. Good week. If we get a win for preseason, we get a Yankees win. I think they're both on the 5th. If we get 2 wins in one day, man, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me because I will be obnoxious. The streets of Boston will not handle me. The streets of Boston.
I'm ready.
I'll be where it can't handle me. All right, everyone. You know what it is. I think that's a good place to end it.
One more episode, and then we got London, baby. Let's go.
That's right. All right. This is where we're going to end it because New York, we'll give a little kudos to the Giants. Giants won today.
Shout out to the Giants beating the Saints. Big game. Overtime also.
Yeah, also overtime. New York team. Look, 3 New York teams won today. Look at that. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in for another Jets episode. I don't know what that is. Sorry, Claudio.
Sorry, Greg. You guys are working on your live comedy. You guys got this.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for another Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, Etc. podcast. If you listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, please make sure to give us a 5-star review and to leave a comment. That helps out so much. Please do so. Also, if you don't listen to us on Apple Podcasts, it's okay. We're on Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, Alexa, Stitcher, you name it, we are there. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and give us a like for each episode that you watch. It's only the right thing to do. Last and certainly not least, please make sure to follow us on all social media platforms. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. We just posted a TikTok not too long ago. We're on this platform now. We're doing it. We're getting stuff going. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in again. Please catch us later this week for another Knicks episode of the Knicks, Jets, Etc. podcast. We out.
And Winning Picks Weekly. Greg and I have been absolutely killing it.
You guys have been killing
track. I mean, we have some big news coming up.
Yeah, there is big news coming out.
Just tune in. That's all I'm going to say. Let's go Jets. Let's go Knicks. And let's go Yankees, baby. What up? Knicks, Jets, Etc., baby. This is our time to shine. Let's go.